So there you go. My NNL East 30s theme build is going to be the 32 Ford Phaeton, built by Tom McMullen and driven by Van Halen in their Hot for Teacher video. Now I was planning on using this kit for the majority of the build, but the more I looked at it, the more I found out I'm only going to be able to use the body. And for the chassis and the running gear, I'm actually going to be using this kit. Now, this is the same kit that I used for my Deuce of Spades Roadster a little while back, and it's a nice hot rod kit. Not only is it already set up for the right suspension components, it's actually better proportioned than what came in the AMT kit. Because what they did in this is they made it so that it would fit inside the fenders, which is great if you're doing a full fendered car, but it's actually too skinny to fit the body correctly. Whereas this one actually comes closer to fitting it correctly. So I'll be using this for the running gear, and the engine is going to be one of these Chevy 350s from an MPC Firebird kit. And I know it's an older tooling, but these are still one of the nicest detailed engines that I've encountered. I don't know if you can see in there, but they actually have the valves detailed in there. And it's got all sorts of separate components, like the fuel pump, the oil filter. The front cover is two separate pieces with a separate water pump. And they really did pretty nice work on this. And for something like the 32 Phaeton, where it's going to have no hood on it and it's going to be out in the open, I really want to have the extra detail available. And I'm also going to be using a couple of aftermarket pieces to make sure I get the details right. I've got the headers and the carburetors coming from B&L Resin, and I'm going to be using a set of valve covers and a supercharger from Replicas and Miniatures. So I'm going to be kind of pulling together bits and pieces from all over for this build. But even with that, I'm hoping it's not going to be too much trouble because the overall project is pretty straightforward. Of course, famous last words on that, right? But still, I'll be starting on this in the next couple of days, so check back next week to check the progress on it. Thanks for watching.